This is it, finally, the most widely conjectured HTC One, or codename M7. And this picture you might have seen in the internet in the last days, but the front isn't the whole story. I think the back is much more interesting, as you can see right now, because it's made of aluminium. It's totally unibody aluminium, and the surface is a little bit rough, but nevertheless it's warm and tender, and it gives the finger a very good grip. And I'm a little bit astonished because this aluminium unibody shouldn't be possible, because I've been told that you need for NFC and wireless LAN and the other antennas of a smartphone, you need plastic on the backside to get the antenna signals through it. But now HTC molded those antennas into this metallic back. And in addition to this, you might see these two lines that look like over here and down there, look like design elements, and they're embedded extremely well. Even if I rub with my finger over it, I don't feel any difference. So it's really great crafted, and you don't feel the difference. But they are made of plastic. So through these two plastic things shall go all the antenna signals. So I've been told by HTC. I don't know if it works in the praxis, because if there's a grip of death like on the iPhone 5, there we have a problem, but I can test it over here. But from the standpoint of design, it looks very great. And there's another thing I want to show you. Look at this small edge, just 4 millimeters thick. And as you can see, the back is again curved like on the HTC 8X. 9 millimeters in the middle, that's flat, and 4 millimeters at the corner. And this 4 millimeters is what you feel and what you see, and so it's lying great in the palm, and you think it's much more slighter, but nevertheless it's a good grip and it feels great, and nevertheless it's a solid aluminium, so it's really great crafted. And look at those edges over here, front and back. They're carved like on the iPhone 5, but I hope it's much more solid than over there that HTC has learned from Apple concerning this. And this volume over here, it's totally embedded. You even don't feel it, but it looks great. And again, this is a headphone jack, and on the other side you have a USB slot. And this one you will need, because as you might remember, you can't remove the battery. That's a point. So this is the first, and here you can plug on a USB stick, and then you can download some data, because you don't have a SD slot either. So you have to stay with that 16 gigabyte internal memory. So that leaves about, I guess, 12 memories free of that. But with the USB stick, you can really download some data. Maybe when you're in vacation, you just need to plug on a adapter cable. And this over here, this is the on-off standby, and you don't even feel it again, because it's embedded great. And there's a special trick, because it's a infrared port. Yeah, no kidding. Infrared is coming back to the smartphone, as you might remember from the older phones, where there was no NFC and wireless LAN and Bluetooth. You used it for data, but now this one is for you use the smartphone as a remote control. You can control your video, your hi-fi, your stereo and Bluetooth player and whatever. And like on those universal remotes, you have a app on it pre-installed, and you can choose your TV set and your other equipment and combine it to composed programs, so that you can with one fingertip get control different devices. So I guess the smartphone is removing those remote controls from the market as the next thing. And as you can see, we have a totally new lock screen. If I push this up, there comes the blink feed. And this looks a little bit like Windows Phone, as you might remember, with those tiles. But this is not static. This is, and look at this great animation, by the way. And these tiles are dynamic. So this is news stuff. You can see here like DPA. So you have different sources for your information, Facebook, of course, and Twitter, and whatever you want to. And these are coming in over here. And if you click one, you can read the text and go to the final destination web page over here. And so newer are coming on the top, and this is sliding down, and you can actualize manually this stream, and that are coming new up and the others are scrolling down. And so you have a totally different blink stream feed over here every time you look at it for the quick news check. And of course you have your regular home screens as you know it, but as you can see it's totally empty because you don't need it anymore. But if you want to, you can plug your or place your widgets on it and your shortcuts and whatever as you are used it. But normally you will go to that screen and have the information you need for newsfeed. And all the other things you will need, you will find in the manual, in the menu over here, like you can, like you know it. You have over here that alphabetical screen sort order, and you're scrolling vertically like on the older Androids. But you also can choose your own configuration, that you can drag and drop the icons as you want it, and especially you can create folders like you know it from the home screen before. So just drag and drop one item just on the other and you have a new file, a new folder, sorry for that. And if you want to make it back, just remove it again and the folder is gone, just as you know it like from the home screens. So that's what I told you, you don't need the home screens anymore because you do those things just in the menu. And you don't have to duplicate all those icons first in the menu and second on the home screen. That's unnecessary. Maybe just some widgets also on, okay, but all the other things you have here in the news feed and in the menu, and that's it, what you just need, I guess, just for me. And as you can see, we have just two buttons down here, this back and this home button. And if you want to go to the recent apps, that is over here with a double click. And as you can see, it's also a little bit looking like BlackBerry 10 with those tiny things. You can just swap it out to close it, and from the top you have your, just like you know it from Android, your settings and your quick icons. Sorry, don't know the English term, but you know what I mean. So it's Android as you know it. You can use it as you know it, but you have in addition those new features from HTC, and so you just imagine how a Sense 5 would have looked like. So that's the better way, I guess. And the next thing I want to show you is this photo over here, because as you might have heard, it's a full HD screen. So you have 1920 by 1080 pixels. And as you might know, there's another device, smartphone with full HD, and this is this one over here, the Sony Xperia Z. So, okay, we have here both have a full HD screen, but 5 megapixels. And let me first show you another picture over here. I don't have the same one, so you can compare the sizes of the screens. 5 inches on the Xperia Z and 4.7 on the HTC One. So as you can see, it's more compressed pixel density. So because of you just have to fill only 4.7 instead of 5 inches. So if we look at it with this lens, you can see the just not only the pixels. Let me just make it that way so you can see it better the way. So these are the pixels, and you can see they're really dense and close together. And let me just, I hope you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, here we go. Okay, now you can see the subpixels, the red, green, and blue subpixels that produce that single pixel, and they are really close to each other. But if you look at the same thing to the Xperia Z, you can see they are really, really close, the subpixels too, but with a little bit more space in between. So this is okay. Don't mind, but you know what I mean. And we don't want to talk about the Xperia Z, but of the HTC One. But you know what I mean. It's a really sharp image that's produced over here. 468 ppi. So it's it's the highest pixel density you can find on the market. And I'm going a little bit closer though, so that you can see really sharp and brilliant contrast and really good to read, and that's really fun to use that display. And on the back we have another thing I want to talk about. That's the camera. There have been some wild rumors concerning 30 megapixels or ultra pixels on that M7, or it's called like HTC One right now, but that's not that thing. Ultra pixels has been a technology from a camera manufacturer with 3 different layers on the sensor for red, green, and blue, but that's not what HTC has done. It's a different thing. They made the pixels on the sensor bigger. So the sensor itself, it's the same size like on old smartphones, but the pixels on it are bigger. They have been told me 4 micrometers big compared to 2 micrometers on a typical 8 megapixels phone camera. So because of they are bigger, they can gather more light information. 313% HTC told me more light information than usual. And because of that, you don't have to power up that information you gathered, so you don't have that typical grain on the picture, especially on dark light conditions. But on the other hand, you just have 4 megapixels. And that's really tough what HTC is doing here, because if you go to market with a new high-end flagship and say it's just only 4 megapixels, I hope so that they are really producing great images nevertheless. And the other thing is you have an optical picture stabilizer on it, so it's just after the Nokia Lumia 920, the second smartphone with a optical stabilizer, so you can shoot better photos if it's dark and have more stable videos, even if you're walking or shaking or whatever. But this we will test in the final review. Yeah, and the last thing I want to show you is down here in the music department, because HTC has done some optimizations with those front speakers. They are, of course, better, and even the upper one is right now a full quality front speaker. So you have stereo, and it's louder, even 4 times louder than on the iPhone, they told me, iPhone 5, but not only louder, but even better. So you don't have that typical, let's hear it. Okay. And this is right now maximum volume, and as I hope you can hear, there is some that typical over modulation and overdrive and those rattling and clanking you normally have on smartphone. Okay, so you have another music over here. Not a typical smartphone sound. You don't even have basses, all right. And by the way, look at this karaoke mode with that synchronized wordings over here. But as you can hear, there's really, compared to other smartphones, really good sound. Oh, okay, and now imagine how that might be on navigation and on that free speaker mode, so that you, I hope at least, that you can hear your partner and the navigation voice really clear, even if it's on maximum volume. And that's a great thing if it's really working in the practice. Right, okay, that 300 new features HTC has built in that HTC One. I can't show you all of them, but I hope I have given you a first impression on that great new phone. And the last thing I want to share with you is the date. It's coming at least to Europe and Germany in March. And the price HTC is given is €679 without any contract. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope I see you back soon, and take care.